So a few weeks ago, the story of a young girl by name Ifunanya was making waves on the social media. She did a documentary, I think a few years back, and decided to share the story, her experience, her encounter, which involved her uncles, her aunties, and her father. I don't know how many people watched the video or heard about the story. I'm not really going to go deep into telling the story, the whole story, because it's quite a long story. A story that if it wasn't told by the girl herself, most people will just think it's fiction. But because she actually shared it herself with evidence, and people actually believed that, oh, this kind of a thing happened. So I'm just going to do a summary for the benefit of people who are not really conversant with that story. So this is it. A girl, like I said, by name Ifunanya, came out to share a story of what happened to her father, Mr. Peter Mokwa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the Mokwa very well. I'm not Igbo. So Mr. Peter had worked in the United States for 25 years and then retired. He decided to retire to Anambra State, his hometown, where he built his house. And a few months after his arrival in Anambra State, his home, he fell sick. He had stroke. And then instead of his siblings to help him, to take care of him, to help him get treatment and recover, they decided to lock him inside his room. Not even his room, in a room. Let me just put it like that. Yes, they locked him inside a room, neglected him, abandoned him to die. When he retired to Anambra State, he used to communicate with the children. They used to talk. But the children now noticed that for like 6 months, the father is no longer calling, the father is no longer communicating. So, and whenever they call, the relatives, the aunties and the uncles would say, oh, daddy is fine, your daddy is fine. So this particular daughter of his, by name Ifunanya, now say, this is so unlike my dad. There is something wrong somewhere. She decided to come down. She flew down from the United States down to Anambra State. And when she got to her father's house, guess what? The relatives, that's the aunties and the uncles, the father's brothers, the father's sisters, blocked her from entering the house. They stopped her from entering the house, calling her names and all of that. Like, how can you stop a full-grown adult, a full-grown ada, that's how Igbos call it, from entering her own father's house? So the girl raised an alarm, and with the help of the village youths and all of that, she had her way inside. She went upstairs and met her father abandoned and locked up in a room. The father had emaciated. He was lying down in a very dirty mattress. He was very thin, like someone who has suffered what kind of sickness, I don't even know which sickness to call, for years. He couldn't talk, only smiled at the daughter. And the daughter brought him out of the house, took him to the hospital in Lagos to give him treatment, and was able to fly him back to the United States. That is how short I can cut the story. Now, the purpose of this video is not to go into the story, is for us to pick 1 or 2 lessons out of this kind of story. Because in stories like this, I always look at the lesson to learn. Me personally, I don't know about you. We have a lot of lessons to learn from the story, honestly. When I heard of this story, I listened to it from the beginning to the end, and I'm like, I thought this kind of things happened only in movies. So it happens in real life too. First, as a man who is of age, who is married, please prioritize your immediate family. Prioritize your wife and your children. Don't push them aside. Once you're married, your immediate family comes first. Understand that. If you have any issue that would make you to push your family aside, please try and sort it out. The people you even think would stand by you or love you may neglect you. Look at what happened. Look at the siblings who were supposed to take care of the man, help him recover. Look at what they did to him. And the part I even omitted, even when I said I'm not going to go into details of the story, is that this man was receiving $5,000 every month as his pension, and the daughter was always sending this money. And when this money goes into the man's account, the siblings remove the money and they're using it to build another house. So they siphon all the money while neglecting the man to die. So now back to the lesson that we were talking about. Prioritize your family. Who are your next of kin? Most men would make their siblings next of kin while the wife is there. The children are there. Why? I'm not trying to say that next of kin means the person is entitled to your property or whatever, but try and make your immediate family members your next of kin. Number 2 lesson. Even if you have issues with your wife, you people separate or divorce, and you have children, please do not extend whatever issues that you had with your wife to your children. Try and be a part of your children's life. Try as much as possible to be a part of your children's life. Understand that marriage is marriage. Once marriage ends, the covenant ends. But your children, they're your blood. It continues. It is eternity. Nothing ends there. Your wife is not your blood. That woman came into your life by virtue of marriage. It was covenant between you and her. And when the marriage ended, the covenant ended. But your children, your blood flows in their veins. So that relationship is everlasting. Look at what happened in the case of Mr. Peter. I believe that for a child to leave the United States to go and look for the father in the village, he must have still had a good relationship with the children, even though he may not have had with the wife. Because in all the story, no wife would stay 2 weeks without hearing from the husband. Third month of 1 month, third month of 2 months, third month of 3 months, 6 months. Is now the children that now noticed. So I believe there must have been an issue with the wife, but the man was still communicating with the children. If he did not love the children, if he did not invest in the children, the child wouldn't have left the US to go and look for the father. So do everything to ensure that you create that bond, develop that bond with your children, because you don't know what tomorrow is bringing. You don't know, that child maybe they want to save you from that disaster. That is just that. That's lesson number 2. Lesson number 3. As a man, you are of age, like you have, please plan how you want your estate to be distributed. I know whenever you people hear this, you think death is knocking on the door. You can do this by will. You can do this by deed of gift. You can do this by public declaration. There are many ways to plan how your estate is to be distributed. This helps a lot. Let people know during your lifetime that so property belongs to this one. This one belongs to this one. This one belongs to this one. Not when you are gone. Things begin to happen anyhow, or while you're even alive, there are people trying to eliminate you so that they can come and take over. Please. Lesson number 4. Let your immediate family know your assets. There are some men that their wives, their children, they don't even know where their father have properties. It is only their siblings that know. The wife, they don't know. Please involve your family in every property that you acquire. Let them know where you have your assets. Let them know how to access it. Let them know where the documents are. Lesson number 5. Only male children. Only male children. I want a male child. It is only a male child that is a child. I thank God for many of these days. I think that is beginning to, that kind of mentality is beginning to fade away. Please, every child is a child. Invest in your children equally, whether they are male or female. They are important. Who rescued Mr. Peter? A girl child. So you that is still saying that a girl child is nothing, keep thinking. Don't worry yourself. Treat your children equally, despite their gender. If God blesses you with female children, please train them well. There shouldn't be any kind of preference on your side. Oh, I prefer this one, I prefer this gender, I don't prefer this one. That is lesson number 5. The last but not the least, lesson number 6. Do you believe that after your retirement, you should go back to the village? For people who have that mentality that, oh, once they retire, they should retire to the village. Do you have that mentality? I'm not saying it is bad. But if you have that mentality, please plan your life well. Look at it. Where I'm retiring to, will I have peace? I don't believe that a home is a place where you see your siblings, relatives, and all of that. Well, a home is a place where there is peace and safety. Even though your siblings are there, even though you have your people around you and there is no peace, no safety, then why call it a home? Why should a home be a place where you retire to and die? That shouldn't be a home. So please think twice. If you belong in this category of people who say, when I retire, I'm retiring home, please think twice. Think of safety and peace. Those are the lessons that I have learned from this story. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.